When Crow was white, he decided the sun was too white. He decided it glared much too brightly. He decided to attack it and defeat it. He got his strength flesh and did full glitter. He clawed and fluffed his rage up. He aimed his beak direct at the sun's center. He laughed himself to the center of himself and attacked. At his battle cry, trees grew suddenly old, shadows flattened, but the sun brightened, it brightened, and Crow returned, charred black. He opened his mouth, but what came out was charred black. Up there, he managed, where white is black and black is white, by one. Crow realized God loved him. Otherwise, he would have dropped dead. So that was proved. Crow reclined, marveling, on his heartbeat, and he realized that God spoke. Crow just existing was his revelation. But what loved the stones and spoke stone? They seemed to exist too. And what spoke that strange silence after his clamor of cause faded? And what loved the shot pellets that dribbled from those strung-up mummifying crows? What spoke the silence of lead, flying the black flag of himself? Well, said Crow, what first? God, exhausted with creation, snored. Which way? Said Crow. Which way first? God's shoulder was the mountain on which Crow sat. Come, said Crow, let's discuss the situation. God lay, agape, a great carcass. Crow tore off a mouthful and swallowed. Will this cipher divulge itself to digestion, under hearing, beyond understanding? That was the first jest. Yet, it's true, he suddenly felt much stronger. Crow, the Hierophant, humped, impenetrable, half-illumined, speechless, appalled. Crow realized there were two gods, one of them much bigger than the other, loving his enemies and having all the weapons. When God, disgusted with man, turned towards heaven, and man, disgusted with God, turned towards Eve, things looked like they were falling apart. But Crow, well, Crow nailed them together, nailing heaven and earth together. So man cried, but with God's voice, and God bled, but with man's blood. Then heaven and earth creaked at the joint, which became gangrenous, and stank, a horror, beyond redemption. The agony did not diminish. Man could not be man, nor God, God. The agony grew. Crow grinned, crying, this is my creation. Crow decided to try words. He imagined some words for the job. A lovely peck, clear-eyed, resounding, well-trained, with strong teeth. You could not find a better bread lot. He pointed out the hair and away went the words resounding. Crow was Crow without fail. But what is a hair? It converted itself to a concrete bunker. The words circled, protesting, resounding. Crow turned the words into bombs. They blasted the bunker. The bits of bunker flew up a flock of starlings. Crow turned the words into shotguns. They shot down the starlings. The falling starlings turned to a cloudburst. Crow turned the words into a reservoir, collecting the water. The water turned into an earthquake, swallowing the reservoir. The earthquake turned into a hare, and leaped for the hill, having eaten Crow's words. Crow gazed after the bounding hare, speechless with admiration. Crow realized then the answer. The answer was unity. The white crow, blackened by his journey, had changed. Something inside, something new. It resides. A murder, a legion. We are now one, with a newfound respect for the sun, for the one. Our mistakes are not mistakes if lessons of them we make. We can forgive, but we shall never forget. The crow cawed proudly. Expect us. You've not seen anything yet.